Hi, I'm Kristin Davis, and I want to know, are you a Charlotte? All right, you guys, I have the incredible Mark Feuerstein. Did I do it right?
You nailed that pronunciation.
I've been working
I was
on
really
it.
scared
I could tell that
for
you were
myself
nervous.
and for you.
I really could tell. This is the thing. If you look at how your name is spelled, it is confusing. But if you just think about it,
it's
like
a lot of vowels
you
in a
can't
very
look at them.
short span.
Right, don't look at them. Just think about how it sounds, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Hannah and I rehearsed.
Great job.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you. So you all, I'm sure, know who Mark is for many reasons. But our reason that we have him today is that he was in an incredible episode called They Shoot Single People, Don't They? Filmed in 1999.
Wow.
Right?
Oh my God.
Is that
Looking at
insane?
yourself, I mean, this must happen to every guest on your show, but looking at yourself at that time, I mean, on the one hand, yes, so young and God, the skin is young and vibrant and unaffected by cracks of life and age. But I'm also quite thick and
you look great.
meatheady to myself.
Oh, you look adorable. You
Thank
look
you.
very,
Thank you. You're
like,
very nice.
handsome, but kind of real, like a guy.
Yeah. And by the way,
know?
another weird thing that my wife and I both noticed watching it last night, I have an incredibly hairy chest.
I noticed this as well.
It's gone. I don't have that hair.
Where did it go?
Can I show you?
No.
Yes, I'm going to show. Why not? Why can't
You
I?
will be the first
Boom.
person.
So much
Wow.
less
I'm
hairy
impressed, Mark.
than in the show.
Wow.
I'm like a gorilla
Where
in that.
did it go?
I don't know.
So you didn't
It's
do
a fascinating
anything.
thing about biology. And there's a chance we would do a podcast for the medical show that I did called Royal Pains.
Yes.
So in that, we can explore
Okay.
where my hair went.
Fantastic.
It'll be like a crossover episode of podcasts.
I'm going to listen to that. So were you aware previous to rewatching this old episode that there was this absence of hair?
Was I aware that I would see how hairy I was?
Or that you, like,
no,
had you
I
clocked?
forgot.
Right.
I've had this phantom feeling like, wait, I think it's much better up there than it used to be. And this was confirmation.
Really funny. I like that a lot. I mean, it is really funny, the things that you notice when you look at your younger self, you know?
Yes.
Like sometimes they're
By
just
the way,
random.
there were so many things about the episode. So I want you to guide me.
Yeah.
But like, believe me, I have things to say.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have a lot of things to say too.
Great.
I have to say my overall gist of rewatching the show is that it's all much, much better than I remember.
Great.
I remember thinking that it took us a long time to get ourselves like really together. But when I look back, I'm like, no. It's fantastic. Like sometimes there's funny production things, like when this episode starts and it has the stars, it has like the twinkling lights and the stars. To me, it's so charming.
Yes,
It's
it is.
so sweet.
So sweet.
It's so not, HD, blah, blah, 4K, whatever the heck, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
No.
It's adorable.
I love it.
And then there's some really funny camera angles. This episode, by the way, is directed by John David Coles.
Who I've worked with on other things, many other things. He was the first time. And then we would do an entire series called 3 Pounds, which I did with Stanley Tucci about brain surgeons. He played the like bad bedside manner guy. I was the good bedside manner guy.
Perfect.
It was like ahead of its time. It was a great show created
that's
by
interesting.
Peter Acco.
Okay.
And Indira Varma, a great actress
she's
from
great.
England, was wonderful on it.
So good.
And it just was too like specific and niche for that time where
wow.
you want just like general medical practice. But like in this time, it was like there was a question which asked the question, an episode which asked the question, does the brain create God or does God create the brain?
Wow.
And like it went into some deep.
Wow. I missed this show. I want to look it up.
It was good.
I love you and Stanley Tucci.
Oh, I loved him. He was amazing.
He's amazing.
He had us all to his house in upstate New York or South Salem, somewhere like that. And made us all fresh pizza in his pizza oven.
Oh,
come
how
on.
incredible.
That was pretty
So
good.
wait, I have to ask you because you just reminded me. Do you remember, and I don't know, I feel like this was after this episode. Do you remember running into me in the Hamptons?
Yes, I do. I don't remember where it was.
So my best friend Lisa, her mom, Dorothy Kornblith, not that
Yes.
everyone needs to know this.
No, she's a dear friend of our families,
right.
of course.
So Lisa, I was out there because at that time, I don't even know if I rented a house. I think I just went to Dorothy's house.
Okay.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Nothing.
If you know
nothing to
somebody with a
complain
house,
about near Georgia
as you
Pond.
learned from this episode and many others, you just take the
100%.
opportunity to go to the Hamptons.
You go with it. And
Yeah.
Lisa would come out, and we had no children then, so we would just like have fun on the weekends, and it was really fun. And then there's like a cocktail party or dinner party. I can't remember. And there you were.
Right.
So you are still like your family's still out there. You still go, or you just
yes,
go.
I mooch off my parents who rent a
Cool.
house in Bridgehampton, and my brother and his wife own one in Sagaponack.
Oh, fantastic!
So it's the gang's all there for like some of July and August,
Fun.
and it'll be great.
Yeah, when we work, we go out as well still.
Oh,
So it's like
amazing.
every other summer, which is perfect for the kids because they love it.
Love it.
They love it. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, what I love to ask my actor friends who come on, which is so exciting. Tell me about your life when you got this part. What do you remember?
Oh my God. It was 1999.
Mm-hmm.
I had so I came to New York in, I want to say 94 after drama school, voiceovers, agent, pretty quickly got an agent, was doing regional theater, did a play called A Dybbuk at the Hartford Stage Company, did something at ACT. And then in 96, 97, I was doing sitcoms. So Sex and the City was, oh my God, I'm just remembering the story that I very much want to tell you about being on Sex and the City, but I
have a story also.
Okay.
I can tell you. Yes.
Great.
And maybe the
Can't
stories
wait.
go together.
Feels like we're going to be telling each other things.
Yeah.
So I got some sitcoms when I first came out to LA. One was called Caroline in the City.
Yeah.
And one was called Fired Up with Leah Remini and Sharon Lawrence.
Wow.
And then I came back to New York, was on Broadway in a play called The Last Night of Ballyhoo.
Oh, yeah.
And somewhere.
I saw that.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Paul Rudd had been in it originally.
God,
and then
yes.
for that summer of like 97, I replaced him.
With Jessica Hecht.
Jessica Hecht,
I
Aria
remember it
Bareikis,
vividly. I'm
Terry
pretty sure I saw
Beaver,
you
Dana
and not
Ivey.
Paul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, awesome.
Amazing.
That's a win.
What a great thing.
It was an amazing play. It was so
great. It was really good.
to be in that and be on Broadway and go to Sardi's every night
Oh
afterwards.
my God, it's so special.
And my father was like leading various contingents from my life in New York to come. So it was like a bar mitzvah every night after the play. It was one night it was the building, one night it was the synagogue, one night it was my school. I had teachers come. But which is leading into my Sex and the City story.
Okay.
Because now I got this role of Josh, the ophthalmologist on Sex and the City. And while my sitcoms were fun to do and real work in TV, this was the first time I was on a cool show that was like, I mean, come on, Sex and the City was the at
I mean,
in its
were
time.
we the at this point? See,
Yes.
I don't really remember that.
Are you kidding?
I thought it
After
took a
season
while.
1,
Okay.
it was everywhere. And HBO was just hitting some stride.
Yeah. Sopranos.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And so, yes.
Okay.
Very cool.
Cool. Okay.
And so my father's feeling that to the extent he can be aware of what's cool. And he's telling everyone that I just mentioned in the building, the school, the synagogue, everybody, Mark's going to be on Sex and the City. You got to watch Mark on Sunday night on Sex and the City. So now all of our Upper East Side, New York is aware, and the show comes on.
Uh-oh.
And we're watching. And there's the scene with Miranda where she says, Josh, you know where the clitoris is? And I say, yeah. She goes, it's 2 inches from where you think it is. The second the episode is over, Rabbi Einseidler is calling my father to go, Harvey, how could you tell me to watch this show? I'm watching with my daughters, Sarah and Rivka. It's horrible. They're saying clitoris. What is happening? I'm so sorry, Harold. Anyway, it was
dear.
my father, be careful what you wish for.
I understand. I feel bad for your dad that he didn't grasp the entirety of the situation.
Well, the sex part of the title didn't hit him until he heard the word clitoris.
I get it. It was not a word you heard a lot on television. I still don't think it is a word you hear a lot on television, but I could be wrong because there's so much now. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Right, it is hard to say.
I mean, has there been any show? There's Dying for Sex, which is maybe
it's true, but I haven't heard. I only watched one episode, but they didn't talk about
nothing. It's
It's
yeah.
so funny because as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, this is still an issue, this stuff, you know? Faking orgasms.
Right.
Where's the clitoris? These are still things that need to be discussed.
Yes.
Which is kind of insane because that's like 25, almost 28 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I guess what could have happened in that 25 years, like better sex education,
Yeah.
fathers
or
sitting their
just,
sons down and going, this is what you have to do.
wouldn't that be helpful?
I mean, I may have a very interesting conversation with my son Frisco tonight.
I think it would be great. Frisco's a great name.
Thank you.
I mean, look, I have a son. He's 7, so I really haven't had to contemplate this yet. Thank goodness, because it is daunting, right? It is daunting. But the thing that I think could have changed that obviously went kind of the opposite way is if you think about the ascension of porn.
Right.
Because now this is where kids apparently are seeing things. It's not a good source, okay?
No.
It's very misleading.
Yeah.
And no one's explaining anything. It's just some mayhem.
So how would you go about educating young men?
Right. You got to watch Sex and the City.
So they won't fall into the Josh trap.
Right. Well, the Josh trap, first of all, let's just talk about how incredibly adorable you are.
Oh, thank
I mean,
you.
because this is one of the things I've been seeing in the beginning of the show, especially. The men sometimes are just awful. Like, just like.
You mean in terms of their behavior or
Yeah, the
their
storylines.
performance?
The storylines. I don't mean the performance at all, because usually they're just. Who knows? I've been trying to get Gabriel mocked on here to explain how he felt, because he has to play this guy in the first season who is secretly filming himself having sex with models and tells Carrie that it's his work of art, but it was secret.
Right.
And he's just bragging to her, and it's all the girls from the pages of Vogue. It's like so.
Does she?
No, she smokes a cigarette, and
she's
she's
just like
oh.
interesting. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she's like interesting.
Right. We should
you know
be
what I
a
mean?
little more
but
censorious
it was
about that.
1998,
Yeah.
right? And it was a different time.
Right.
And, I talked to Candace Bushnell about that also, saying like, where were these stories coming from? She said, they were real stories. People would come up and volunteer them to me because they wanted me to write them in the column, which is very interesting to mull all of that over and how we as women were just kind of used to it.
Right.
Because it's not even a big deal in that
It's
episode.
horrible. There was this scandal in France. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, don't even.
I mean, that
know.
was so awful. Talk
Horrific.
about like that situation on
times
a
a million.
billion. Yeah. Horrible.
Horrific and incredibly brave woman.
Yeah.
We're not even going to go deeply into that
No.
because that's a different show. But I mean, that's a good example of like things gone horribly wrong,
No, but just
right?
the most extreme example proves like just how awful
totally
it would
people
be to tell that story without the judgment that is like warranted.
Absolutely. And that's the part when I look back, and it's so interesting, like as a time capsule. And people debate a lot about Big and Carrie at this point. And Sarah Jessica's been on the record, and I understand her point of view. And largely what she's saying is, if you think about the time and then the generation that raised Carrie and Big, right, and us as well, but we're raising the young people. And so now things are different, right? So now we know all these words about, gaslighting, breadcrumbing, when you just leave enough tidbits to keep someone interested, but you're not really there. You're withholding. Like we have all these words now, right? We didn't even ever talk like that in 1999.
No, but is breadcrumbing a good word for what happens to Samantha in this episode?
Definitely.
When the guy keeps mentioning we're gonna go to the Hamptons.
Yes.
And then she's sitting alone at the table.
It's so sad.
With an actor who I love, who I know.
You do? You know the waiter?
The waiter.
Oh my God, he's so sweet.
Ajay Mehta.
Wow,
Wonderful
he's so good.
guy. He
He's
plays
so good.
Raj's father in Royal Pains.
Wow.
I'm saying Raj like anybody.
That's okay.
But anyway,
there
was
will
a great
know.
character named Divya, played by Resh Machete. She married a character named Raj, and Ajay Mehta
Is his dad?
no, is her dad.
Okay,
Sorry, is her
okay.
dad.
Cool.
And he's the most
He was
wonderful
so
guy.
lovely. Samantha just breaks your heart sitting there by herself.
Yeah.
But yes,
It
it's
was
funny.
a little odd how close they were so quickly in that little vestibule by the bathroom.
Listen,
Because it was like you were like, oh, this is something's about to happen that you
Totally.
did not expect.
totally. But I think that's because Samantha is vulnerable, which is rare, really rare.
Right.
You know, that she's like crying at a table.
No,
it's like
it was
unheard
very
of.
moving
It
and
was
sad.
shocking. I know. But I also think, as Candace told us when she came back then, everybody was like available to having sex. At least in Candace's world, right? I don't personally remember it like that, but phones had not taken over our lives.
Oh my God,
right?
phones. That's the thing from that
Right.
scene that
It's
you
funny,
take away is she's
right?
sitting there and she's like, I didn't have
had
anything to distract me. I didn't have a book or a newspaper.
Right.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, right, we didn't even have a phone.
And she has to call her machine.
Right, the machine.
To find out
Yes.
if you left a message. It's such a different time. And I'm just so glad it's on film so that people can see what it was like.
Anachronism.
Right?
Just
Who
like
would have ever...
no young person would be like, just take out your phone.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And then at the end, when Carrie is sitting by herself, which I thought was, see, I remember none of this. Some episodes, I remember everything. This episode, I was like, what is going to happen?
Right.
And like when Carrie's at the end and she's got her pashmina around her and she has her glasses and she's like, I did it on purpose. I'm sitting by myself. I'm claiming this. I'm not going to distract myself. I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, but like, yes, in a very profound way, because she's saying I'm leaving myself open and bare and vulnerable publicly to be approached, to just be in my own space. And that doesn't exist anymore.
I know.
No one sits alone and puts their phone on their table and looks out
just
and
stares
goes,
without their glasses
take
on.
me, world.
I know.
They just go on their phone.
I know. I would be scared. I would be scared to sit at a table, take my glasses off, and just stare into the distance.
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen.
But you know, this writer, Jonathan Haidt, who talks about our dependence on social media, child psychologist, and how kids all agree, if we could all agree to get rid of certain of the apps from like Snapchat and TikTok, they would do it. Like they would all, like they would
Which
get rid of it
adorable.
if the other kids would agree, but no one agrees. And therefore we just have this.
Well, I think we're going to get there. That's my feeling. I haven't let my daughter have any social media.
She has a phone now.
She has a phone, no social media still.
Amazing.
I know.
Good for you.
I know. And I think it's really good for her.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's super
I
interesting.
have a friend who, they're like these two young girls in 8th grade at the school we send our kids to. But this one dad and this one couple who have a daughter, they're like from another era. These girls on a Saturday night, they go to one of their houses whose parents are artists and they paint. And the 8th grader of my friend's daughter doesn't have a phone at all.
Wow.
And he's like, I think I need to get you something so I can like
know where you are. Yeah.
And she's like, get me a flip phone. I don't want.
Love her.
Right?
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Impressive.
Okay, let's go back to the show and yourself. So you're there. You get this cool show. Your dad's all excited. Then you get in some trouble with the rabbi. Oh, dear.
Yeah. But wait, I have a thing about the sexual aspect.
Tell me.
Because we were on that. So I'm just going to stay on that for one more minute.
Go for it.
I'll never forget how comfortable Cynthia Nixon was.
I know. She has no fear. It's crazy.
Like, maybe this is going to sound chauvinistic, but like, I enjoyed being the actor, the guy who would make his counterpart feel comfortable.
Oh, good.
Feel safe.
Sure.
Like she's disrobing in some way. We're doing intimacy stuff without intimacy coordinators.
Definitely without.
Being respectful, but also chivalrous, all of that. And I come in with that attitude to Cynthia Nixon and she's like, drops her top. She's like, let's go. And I'm like, oh, and now I'm uncomfortable. And now I'm like, would you please make me feel? No, I was fine. I was fine. But like, I really thought.
Yeah, she's not normal. But you got to love that about her. It's very unusual.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, it's very impressive. But the rest of us were always a little bit like, oh God, what's going to happen?
And then what about for yourself?
Oh, I'm nervous Nelly big time.
So how would you handle that in a time when
I
we
didn't have to do
intimacy?
it. Didn't have to do it a lot for a while, though. We have discussed this and I did get in some trouble. But see, I'm not really conservative. It's a very funny and interesting thing. This particular episode, pretty conservative, but I had more guys in the end before I found my different husbands than even Samantha.
Really?
Can you believe that?
Who knew?
I know. I wasn't even really aware. There was a time where I was like, oh my God, if I have to kiss another guy this week, oh my Lord. Like, it was hard, right?
Can you dish or at least just say about the guy in this episode where that started and
Can I tell you that I literally remember nothing?
You remember nothing?
It was so terrible. Like
did that guy last more than one episode?
At this
that
point,
was it?
no one in Charlotte's life
He was the guy who just came and fixed stuff, and then you were like, all right, let's see what happens.
Yes.
And it was funny that he was an actor deciding whether or not to stay with acting.
I know.
And
he was like the least literally actor-looking actor that they've ever hired for any of us.
Well, you've given me a perfect segue
Okay.
to the most actor-looking actor who appears in this episode.
Who? Oh, Bradley.
Are you kidding?
Is he not incredible?
I mean, he is so great. Yeah,
Isn't
he's
he
Bradley
so
Cooper.
And he has like 4 lines.
Right.
It
right.
is
No,
amazing.
I remember it's so funny that he was in this episode because I went to a Christmas party at Darren Starr's house and there was Bradley Cooper, who was at that moment, and I don't know where it falls in the timeline, he was the star of Kinship and Confidential.
Wow, what year was this?
I mean, God.
Because we were his first on-camera job.
No.
Isn't that insane?
Insane.
And he has talked about it at some point on something and said that he was really nervous and that he couldn't drive a stick shift. And they told him, you're going to be driving a vintage Porsche. You have to drive a stick shift. And they sent him to driving school and he still messed up on the day. And I'm sure it was like 4 a.m., right?
Stick shift is so hard.
So
it was
hard.
my first experience in a car. I stripped the clutch
Oh.
within a week of having it.
For sure. And you can
Brutal.
imagine a vintage Porsche. I'm sure it was nervous making. I would be dying. So he
Terrifying.
said someone else had to do it. And that then in the take, because they pull over and then he says he's getting cigarettes, but apparently they had to just kind of ad-lib the pulling over. I don't know. He wasn't supposed to do it like that, but it worked. It worked. And who cares?
It
'Cause
worked.
He's
And who
super
cares?
interesting.
But we have to believe, other than maybe Silver Linings Playbook or something, that that was the last time we're going to see Bradley Cooper rejected like he is on screen.
Well, look, he is not rejected in a casual manner. He's rejected because she's having this large existential crisis based on this magazine cover.
She's saying, like, exclamation point, I am single.
Exactly.
Exclamation point, and I choose to be, and I don't need men to define me.
Right. And the thing that I loved about Bradley, because I only have the vaguest memory, I don't think I ever like ran into him or whatever. It was the middle of the night. I'm sure I wasn't there. And I just remember that he was there and that I would talk to him intermittently as his success, happened. Like, oh my God, when I would see him. But I didn't really remember the gist of the part and that it was in this particular episode. So I think he makes a couple of really fascinating choices, even in his very newbie self, right? And one of them is so he goes to get cigarettes. Part of why she chooses him is that he's I don't even know if she says good looking. He's single, heterosexual, and he smokes. That's why she goes out of the bar with him, which I think is very
those are
funny.
really the reasons to be with Bradley Cooper.
I guess. I mean there
there's
are
a lot
some
more.
other reasons.
There's a lot more.
Yeah, there's other reasons. But in the young Bradley Cooper self, I could see it. And that's where the character Carrie is at, right?
Yep.
And so Stanford is left saying everyone here is homosexual, even though there's 2 heterosexual people like fully making out behind her, but whatever. And so then Bradley, I was like, those people. Anyway,
Yep.
then Bradley walks in and I mean, why not, right? And he's got a cigarette. So she's like, yay, hey. And he's, dreamy. So then they leave, they're in the Porsche. He gets out to get the smokes and of course sees this magazine where she does not look the best of herself. And it says, is it single and fabulous ? Right?
Yes.
That's the point. Rather than single and fabulous with
Right.
that exclamation point, which is
it's
what
a big
she
question
thought.
mark on how she looks and how weathered
All of
and
it.
with the
All of
cigarette.
it.
and
She'd
she
been
was-
up all night.
she'd been
It's
up
all
night.
my fault.
Yep.
I made her have more drinks, but we'll get to that in a second.
That is true.
So then he comes back and the window is up of the convertible Porsche and he takes the magazine and puts it right in her face and like a kid says, is that you? It's the most interesting choice.
Right.
Because he really could have gone negative there,
Right.
but he doesn't. He's like, is that you? It's not necessarily like he thinks it's horrible, right?
Right.
It's just really in her face. You know what I'm saying? That like confronting this perception of being single, and maybe that's bad. And we've been talking about it the whole episode, right? And that's when she says, if I go home with him, I am going home with him to prove ! But I will actually be proving ?
Right.
And I'm not going to do that. And then he goes, I'm not going to let you out, which he also says in the most adorable way, which could also have been kind of sinister, right?
That was a little sinister.
Right? It was a little
Yes.
sinister, but his choice there was super interesting. Like, he doesn't go sexy at all. He just
No.
goes like, I'm not going to let you out.
Right.
Like,
Well, he's very charming.
He's very fucking charming, okay? And he seems like he might be playing a little drunk. Like, when he gets out of the car in his leather pants, he looks a little drunk,
Yeah.
like high on the night, whatever. I don't know. It's all very fascinating, and I thought we could have had a whole episode of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well,
but
he
I
never
also
came back. That
no,
was it.
that was it.
Isn't
It
that
wasn't even a
amazing?
whole episode, right? But I also really would have loved a whole episode of you and Cynthia. Because,
God.
Oh my God. And that's what I started saying too earlier is that some of the guys, especially first season, you're just like, ew, ick, ew. Do you know what I'm saying? Like part of it is the storyline, but part of it is just like, you can't see the positive. And what I loved about what you did, and I don't know if this was conscious, and I'm so curious how you felt, you're just adorably like wanting to please. And it's almost like like the look on your face when she tells you that all these other women must have been faking it. And you're just like really trying to think through, oh my God, were they faking it? Were they like, it's so adorable.
Oh, thank you.
What were you thinking?
I just took what was written very seriously, and that this is, this guy's a doctor, and if he's going to, if his skill set is lacking, he is going to learn, just like he did with medicine.
Sure.
But the fun of it for me was knowing that she's faking it as an actor.
Yeah. That
it's only held in starker relief by a guy who thinks he's the So there was one ad lib that I was proud of.
Tell us.
At the very last moment of the episode, you know, I guess Samantha is not Samantha.
Miranda.
Carrie is saying in voiceover, and not much was happening uptown, and Carrie's giving the performance of her. I mean,
Miranda's
giving the performance of her life, and I'm behind whatever.
Yeah, that's funny.
For camera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then at my moment of climax, I yell, I'm the man.
That's adorable.
Which is just stepping into how pathetic he is.
That's so cute,
even more. Because
but it's funny.
In his mind, he thinks he just nailed it.
Totally. But that's what's so adorable. And she's so funny on her side because she's in front of you and you can't see her face. It's very funny. I thought that John did a great directing job of this episode.
He's a great director, like a real stalwart, amazing New York
sure. And he does
director.
some fun, like do you remember in the beginning when we're out dancing, which we'll talk about in a second because I'm not in order, and he does these funny camera things. He then comes back later on when, I don't know if I take a drug or something, meaning Charlotte, but I have this trippy dancing. I don't know if we just called him when we had dancing or whatever. It seems like we did. And I had this trippy dancing that I do maybe next season. And I can't remember what leads to this, but something unusual.
Are you like the Elaine of Sex and the City? Was there a little like Elaine?
No, it wasn't that. It was Charlotte being uptight and then Charlotte
letting loose
some way, having an alternate experience.
Carrie back and like you're the one saying, "Let's come on." We never
with the drinking.
Yeah,
I know, which is very unusual too. Very unusual. And I remember all that, but we're going to talk about that in a second because I want to tell you my story that I remember.
Yes.
Okay, so you come. It's your first day. Now, I don't know, did you go to a read-through or anything like that? Do you remember?
I don't think so.
Okay. I know that we always tried to have read-throughs, but at a certain point, it got really hard with the schedule and then the new people, and whether you're free or not free. So some people remember the read-throughs like vividly, like a theater. It's almost like a theater level read-through because Michael Patrick especially looks at it like that, like an old school read-through, right? Where like if that joke doesn't land in the read-through, that joke gets cut, which I'm continually trying to explain to my pretend children, like please act in the read-through because they're, young and they would like to be very real. And I'm like, your jokes are going to get cut. So you need to do it up.
Right.
Okay.
Smart.
Yeah.
Good.
And they look at me like I'm insane.
It's a great piece of advice because it's like in Hollywood, you're always selling, always like gotta always be in a pitch, in a development meeting, whatever it is, like don't let it sag because they'll just go, you know what? I've lost all enthusiasm.
Yeah. And I just think the young people
idea, whatever.
I don't think they know this,
Good
and I
for
mean,
you.
they are young. So,
well,
I mean, I am their
they're
pretend
getting
mother.
paid. So
they are getting paid.
Teach them well.
But I just want their stuff to stay,
of
too,
course.
just for selfish reasons. I want them to have good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, sometimes maybe they listen occasionally. I don't know. But anyway, so you didn't have a read through. So I think that was your first day. And the three of us are in the trailer. And in the trailer, what we would do is we would run our lines because Michael Patrick expected us to have our lines perfect.
Oh, hell yeah.
Perfect. And on this particular day, I remember we were, going around that one section with the fence and I'm stretching or whatever. And I had some line. I don't remember exactly what the line was. I should have paid more attention when I rewatched, but it's like something, comma, something. And I flip two words and he comes like, with some energy over to me, like, don't flip those words. And I'm like, did I flip the words? And he's like, it's not funny that way. I'm like, okay, Michael.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm really gonna, woo.
I mean, look, the guy's brilliant.
No joke.
And he gets comedy and he comes from like sitcoms and like bam, bam, bam,
Yep.
where it's all about this. So I get that.
Yeah.
And there's also some situations where there's room to have fun.
100%. And he's more relaxed now. But I mean, we never ad lib. Like everyone's like, were you guys ad libbing? We're like, no, we're
Right.
still not ad libbing. Okay. but that's what I remember about that day from him. And then from you, we're in the trailer, we're running our lines to make them perfect, right? And snippy, snappy, snippy, snappy. And you come in, later, because obviously we come in early to get ready. And we're all in the amped up mode of like pre-scene, right? And you say we say like, hey, Mark, do you want to run some lines? And you're like, oh, I don't really know them. And we're like,
No.
yeah, something. You're like, I'm not sure if I'm 100%, something like that. Not like totally.
Oh my God.
I know
that is
we were
shocking
very scared.
to me.
Look, it could have been, and I think about this now, it could have been because like it's a lot to walk in, to another show, another, group of people's show.
But it's so funny. It's so great to
Is
hear
it?
this story because I am someone who now is so prepared. I know my lines. I
believe you.
Royal Pains with medical terminology
Whoa.
for 8 years.
Oof.
I had it down and I pride myself on that.
That's good.
And I get a little disappointed when people don't.
Right.
Because it's just
Right.
like, I even was on Instagram today and Tom Hanks was giving some advice about like show up on time, which
Wow.
means a little early.
Yes.
Know your lines and then give that extra perspective that only you can add to it.
That's nice. I
and
like that.
it's not much more complicated than that.
I think that's well put. I think that's really well put. I mean, this is 1999, right? So whatever was going on with you, whatever. But also, so what happened was, and this is the part that I remember the best. So we were kind of like, we were at that point. I mean, I don't know that I felt that we were hit, but we were definitely a group, like we were in it. You know what I'm saying? And we were working all night, every
Walking
night.
around the
and-
streets of New York was different for you guys than just a bunch of girls walking
yeah,
around.
we were feeling that, and
You
we
were
were.
the sh- let's be
I don't know
honest.
if we felt the shit, but we felt like we had to really work hard. Do you know what I mean? Like we were like, because we had to film and all night long and get in those heels and look great. And
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like we were in it, and we were like,
But you were the Beatles of New York at the time. I mean,
we didn't feel like it, but maybe we
you
were. I don't know.
were.
Okay.
I mean, you were.
I
It
didn't
was
know. I don't know if we felt
such-
like it. So
I'm
wait,
not
let me
saying
tell you
it's-
the rest
I'm
of
not
the
saying
story.
it was edgy
Right.
like The Sopranos, but it was cool and
Oh, sure. We were cool.
made
Yeah.
every girl was obsessed and every guy was aware.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't know that we were aware of that fully at that point. I feel like third season is when that clicked for us
Got it.
because we got nominated for an Emmy, which we
Right.
never thought would happen. And that was when we were like, oh, people are watching.
That's so cool.
Because no one ever talked about numbers at HBO.
Right.
No one, it wasn't like being on a network show where Monday morning you would hear, what the overnights were, or whatever the heck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But no, it wasn't like that. So anyway, you come in, some version of this conversation happens where we were like, oh,
Right.
and then you said something in my mind, maybe I'm wrong, but this is the reason that I remember this is because it was kind of a watershed moment for me. And we had a conversation amongst ourselves about it later that we had to be more considerate about our guest stars, especially the men folk, because you guys are coming in as the guest stars, kind of like as the girls,
Yeah.
which is not normal back then, especially, right?
Right.
Like it wasn't like a
You
regular.
mean as the girls who
Of
had
the-
traditionally been visiting the more male-dominated
Correct.
shows
the
of the
girlfriend
time?
role. Yeah, like the one
Yep.
episode girlfriend role, right?
For sure.
But it was flipped. So you come in, we're like, you want to run some lines? And you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm 100%, which could have just been you also. Like, I'm sure all of us were
It's
like, let's
fine.
run
I
lines. Mark.
like hearing it.
Okay,
It's
good.
like,
And
I
then-
I was relaxed at one time in my life about being prepared and not
Very
so
good.
intense.
Then you say something like, I mean, are we going to have to do it exactly like the script? And we were like,
Did I really say that?
yes.
Oh my
Something
God.
like that, right? And all of us were just like, yes. And then it seemed like maybe we had created a bit of tension in the trailer. Do you know what I mean? That's how I felt.
With
right?
me.
Yeah, that we hadn't maybe been the nicest. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
That
But
was
did
the
I
conversation.
Did I
No.
look like I felt
You just seemed
like-
possibly quiet,
Right.
not like standoffish, and also you weren't over with us physically in the scene. You were running past us, right?
Yes.
So it's not like we got to kind of bond with you. We didn't. You were just like running past and we all look at you like, well, who's that? You know, Miranda. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, who's that? Rather than us being in the scene with you.
I remember having the best time.
Oh, good.
I'm on the reservoir where I trained for football
beautiful.
and wrestling seasons as a high school kid in New York. And I ran into people I knew, like, as I'm waiting around on the side of the reservoir, friends running, said hi.
Cute.
It was just like, it was so much more casual than I had imagined in my head. Like, this is just, I'm just shooting Sex in the City and there's some cameras and these guys are nice.
Yay.
And it wasn't as intimidating because it wasn't as legendary as it would become.
Good.
It was still new, but I just was,
I'm
and
so
being
glad.
on something as cool as that makes you think you're cool for a second.
I mean, look, especially when we're all young like that, I mean, you definitely feel, you know, you're looking for validation. Like, yes, I am going to be able to do this career.
I mean, yes, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. I'm so relieved
But I
that you
love
didn't
that
remember us being mean.
I'm such a pleaser on a set.
Yeah.
And so to hear, like, I feel like the way your story is painting me is like, this guy didn't give a.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I just felt like you were, because, you know, I had a friend too. I had numerous actor friends more here in LA. And I remember we'd done the first season and I was just so devoted to the show, right? I was just so like, we're going to keep going. It's going to be amazing. And luckily I was right. And I remember this guy was like, well, you're not going to watch it, are you? And I was like, yeah, I can't wait. I'm just waiting for them to send the VHR, you know, tape, VHS, whatever it was. And he was like, no, you don't watch your television. You know, you just make the television for a check. You don't watch your television. I was like, no.
Who said this?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
He would know if he's listening, but he's probably not.
Right.
But it was an actor, okay? And I remember just thinking like, well, that's not what we're doing. Like, we care, you know, we care a lot.
I watch every episode of stuff I'm in.
Right.
I mean, there may be things that I missed because it was just a small part or
Of
something
course.
I wasn't excited about.
Yes.
I don't know, but like always.
Yes,
always
I agree.
curious.
I agree. But I also think there's just different types of actors and some people have a hard time watching themselves, like Sarah Jessica. It doesn't mean she doesn't care. It means she cares too much.
Right.
It's hard for her to watch because she judges herself. She can't get over judging herself to watch.
For me, it's like it takes 3 viewings to actually watch it with any objectivity whatsoever. Because,
Impressive.
Like the first time you're just watching yourself. Like, what did they keep? What did they cut? What do I look like? Then the second time, maybe you have a sense of the general story. And then the third time, like, I could probably say, oh, not the best choice. Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
Cute. I like that. I would not watch myself 3 times because I would definitely go down a rabbit hole probably. But rewatching one time now, many, many, many years later, is just pure enjoyment.
Yeah.
Pure enjoyment.
Yes.
There's so much time and space and we're such little children. And luckily we're all still working together, which is wonderful.
Amazing.
So we have that kind of solid, you know, thing that you can then look back on and see all the things, you know, and mostly occasionally I'll think like, I was bad in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you do.
Of
but
course.
Mostly
we're crazy.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We're crazy,
all
of course. Or
insecure
we would not be
psychopaths,
actors.
but-
Absolutely. We're insecure.
But do you ever bring things you see in doing research for the podcast to the other castmates and go, do you remember
Yes.
that?
Are you kidding?
Can you give me like one
I have to
that
stop from texting them every single day
really?
about it because I think I might be driving them crazy.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I mean, I've had them on. There's more to come on, but you know, there's things that none of us remember. Like there's an episode in the first season where Carrie levitates off Fifth Avenue. What the heck? Sarah's like, huh. I'm like, you don't remember? She goes, well, I remember one time we had this kind of like jerry-rigged kind of platform. I'm like, that must have been it. Because obviously we had no actual, you know, harness or what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But somehow she lifted up. I don't know how it happened. She doesn't know how it happened. I'm sure it was 5 a.m., right? Which influences everything.
Right.
But yeah, no, but the great part is to try to weave the memories together because we all remember different things, you know? So that's the fun part. I just want to know, because you're a married person, right? You're a successfully married person, which I'd like to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Not easy.
What you're doing is not easy.
Thank you. It's definitely not easy, but it is what it is, and I love it.
You're
and
a force
it is what
of
it
nature
is.
is
Oh
what
my
you
God.
are.
Thank you so much. I'm just trying to keep it all going. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that what we all
You
do,
are.
right?
Here we are.
Thank you. We are
and
here.
then you're getting to your kids thing
I
and
am.
look at you.
Hopefully, knock on the wood.
Yeah.
This is what I think, and I'm curious your thoughts. I had so many moments of watching this thinking nothing has changed about being single in our world. And I don't know if it's because I come from the generation of us, right? I'm not a younger person. And I do feel like younger people possibly have more freedom about being single.
Are you?
I'm fully single, 100% single.
Okay, but
is that what you're asking me?
No. I'm saying are you, I was going to say, are you crazy? Because the apps have made dating so different, I think.
Yeah.
There's such a different attitude. There's such a swipe mentality.
Right.
And I'm not going to take the risk of even 5 minutes of sitting awkwardly with someone.
Well, that is an interesting
if
point.
I don't have to, but you're doing it. So I don't know.
I'm not doing it. No, I'm not on those apps, man.
No. Okay.
I mean,
but you can speak better to
okay.
if it's the same. I don't know.
Well, this is the thing that I think is confusing. So we've had all these changes, right? Like the apps, 100%.
Hasn't it changed?
Have fundamentally changed things, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not really in the dating pool, right? I've got my kids. I don't understand that, right? To me, because I'm from our group, right? I didn't make the change. I don't know how to put it. I didn't roll with it. You know what I'm saying? I was paying attention to the kids. I wasn't thinking about dating, you know? So then I was just like, what the heck is this? Strangers?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. Really? I'm going to talk to a stranger and then potentially meet up with them? What?
But you've never done it.
No.
So you've never swiped or looked and gone and showed up?
I had a friend, a single guy friend. I was like, please show it to me. Because we have it
even
sometimes.
Even the Raya, the fancy one?
No, he showed me the Raya because he's fancy.
Okay.
But no, I'm scared to death, Mark. I don't understand. I'm shy. I know it seems weird to say that because I'm sitting here easily with you, but you're lovely. And I'm an actor, and people think that actors can't possibly be shy, but we really can.
Sure, of course.
Because you have a character. You have a job.
That's partly why many of us got into it.
That's why I got into it, right? So the idea that I would be just swiping at people's faces with weird descriptions and then just be like, well, that one looks nice. And then texting with them or whatever. I don't understand. And then everyone would know if you like them or not.
Right.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
And then you might meet for coffee with a total 100% stranger who could be a psychopath.
Yeah. And you might have already done sexting and weird things before
I would
that.
never
I mean,
have.
not you, but other people.
Is that what they do?
For sure.
Well, that's crazy.
For sure.
See, I don't understand at all.
But maybe what you're also
that's
saying.
out of order.
Maybe what you're
Go ahead, tell
also
me.
saying
What am I
is
saying?
that the loneliness or the feelings that are evoked by Samantha sitting at that table are time immemorial. They are
so relatable.
From Jane Austen on through to today.
Absolutely.
Women or men want companionship and love, and it's hard when you can't find your hubble.
Well, for sure. Don't get me started on that. Whew. But what I will say also is I really related to Carrie, I would say. But so Sarah Jessica Carrie, she gets this picture taken, she's laid and she's smoking and this photographer is not her friend. She's living her life, but she's not prepared.
In a bad moment.
But they don't even catch her.
They zero in on that.
They go for it. You know what I'm saying? In the
Yes.
way that the press is like now,
Yes.
right? And for the whole time that I've been in the press, 30 years of this insanity where you have to be so careful and they'll make you look bad and they want to make you look bad. And they're like, why is Kristin single? No.
I'm sorry.
I know
That
it's
sucks.
okay, but I mean, this is our world, right?
But I mean, you are I know why you wouldn't be on the apps because you're the catch of catches.
Well, you're kind. That is so sweet. I'm not on the apps because I think I would pick a crazy person. That's why I'm not on the apps.
Well, then
because I can find them. Okay,
then that's a good reason
wherever
not to be.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't it? See, this is the things
sure.
that I've learned, right? You do learn over time.
Yeah.
I know myself. I know what's interesting. Crazy people are interesting. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's why I'm not on
Watch
there.
every crime docuseries on TV.
See? Exactly right. I wanted to ask you about your show. Is your show going to come back?
There was an announcement about it. It's still fighting its way to the moment of official green light.
Oh, amazing.
But it is really in process, and I saw things, and I think it's amazing, and it would be
great.
so great for Royal Pains to come back in a new form,
Yeah.
and we shall see.
Incredible. And then what about, aren't they also redoing Practical Magic or doing a next?
They are.
And were you not in that?
I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's about to see it, but I will because, it's a side character. I got hit by a truck and killed. But they're witches. So all I'm saying to Sandy and the whole team at Practical Magic is like, hey, Diane Wiest and Stockard Channing, just do a little, hocus pocus. And the kid is back on the screen.
Yeah. That isn't it fascinating how things are coming back? I mean, I'm like, on the one hand, I know sometimes people criticize that, but on the other hand, I feel like our business is in free fall. And so if there's an IP that people know, why not?
But in the discussion about the Royal Pains reboot, one of my partners in it was like, there's no good example of a success. And isn't your show the best example of a successful reboot?
Well, this is the thing. First
of all,
is it
not a reboot?
We don't like to call it a reboot because it's a continuation.
Great.
Right?
But couldn't we say, if you had to find an example of a reinvention,
it's a reinvention. It's a rebirth. Yes.
That is as good as you can get.
I think you're really kind. I'm just going to be totally honest and say not everyone would agree with that.
That's fine. That's fine. Screw them.
I'm like, whatever.
But
we're doing it.
Can you think of a better one?
No, I mean, I don't know your idea.
There's lots of reboots on the table.
Right.
But I haven't seen a lot of great ones.
And we have continued and we live on. And that's really what matters to us.
What season of this?
Third. We're just putting the third on the air.
Amazing.
It's awesome. And, to us, we're women in our 50s now, right? So we're pushing some different boundaries that are not that easy to get someone to say that you get to push now.
Right.
So that in and of itself is an accomplishment.
If anybody would be allowed, it would be you guys.
That's why we have to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Amen.
Because we're like, we got to show them that it can be done.
And even though that's still young, you don't look like
you
look like
thank
you're
you, Mark.
27.
That's only because I'm having a good time. But thank you. Okay, you guys, this has been the absolute most fun with Mark Feuerstein. He has been a dream guest. Okay?
It has been a dream to be here.
Thank you.
I am so happy to see you again.
Me too.
And let's not let it be so long
I know.
until we see each other again.
I know. And
I will have to say, I will keep my eyes peeled because frankly, you're the catch of the century. So just in my travels,
I appreciate that.
I know your
Let
life
me
is
know.
full as it can be.
See, I need a referral. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I do.
I trust a referral.
Out there and
I can't be
safe
swiping.
People
Yeah.
who know you.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate your thoughtfulness.
But that aside, this was so fun.
You're so good. Thank you. So are you.
And thank you for having me.
So are you. And you're so great on that episode. So I'm just happy that we got to be together because I like to really be able to kind of rehash and re-immortalize the amazing episodes that we did way back there.
And I just want to say, playing a guy who was so bad in bed that Miranda had to fake her orgasms was so great for my single life at the time.
I really wanted to ask it, and I didn't know how.
It was based.
Because you could surprise people.
It was a bummer when a girl and I would hook up and then she'd say, oh, so it was typecasting. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
That
never happened.
That's
once,
funny.
Few times.
That's really funny.
Happened.
Well, it all worked out for you. So I'm glad. All right. You're a joy.